Okay, we are back live with another Between the Pages book chat, and today we have author Sydnie Beaupré with us today, and they're here to talk about their book, Dark One, One for Sorrow, the first book in the Kiara Banning series. So I'm going to turn it over to Sydnie and let them introduce themselves. So take it away.
Hi, my name is Sydnie Beaupré. You know, um, Dark One is the first in a series, and I've also written a book called Such Exquisite Calamity. That's another young adult book. I
Okay, so yeah, I was reading on the website about the dark one, and it described it as urban fantasy. Would that be a correct assessment?
Mhm.
Okay, so give everyone a quick overview of the book, what it's about, the plot, basic plot, without spoilers, of course.
Well, essentially, it's about this girl who was cursed from birth to have no soulmate or guardian, but because God is fair, a fallen angel named Kale, who fell in love with her soul, was allowed to be her guardian. And one day, the curse takes a terrifying new turn, and not even God could have predicted it. The only person who can help is the goddess Morgan, and it's basically that.
Okay, so interesting. Do you have an interest in Celtic mythology? Because you mentioned the goddess Morgan, so and that's one of my interests as well. So
Ooh. Yeah, I love Celtic mythology. It took a lot of research for this book.
yeah, especially since there's a lot of variations in that mythology.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about the characters. What are they like? What are their personalities?
Their personalities. Kiara's a lot like me. She's awkward, introverted, shy. Kara, her best friend, is extroverted, bubbly, very sexual. um, Kale, the main interest, loved. Um, he's also very shy. He's a fallen angel, as I said. And he's been through a lot in life. Um, so he has got post traumatic stress disorder. And yeah.
Well, that sounds interesting. It sounds like an interesting take you've taken on the fallen angels. It sounds like they're more of a humanish
Mhm.
kind of character as opposed to the demon that you usually see with the more traditional fallen angels. So, why did you go that route?
I went that route because I wanted to humanize them. I don't know. I just wanted to do something different.
Okay, so what were your inspirations for writing the series?
My inspirations, well, Lauren Kate wrote this series called Fallen, and it's also about fallen angels. Um, and she also sort of humanized them. And I had already started writing my book before I read Fallen. Um, but it influenced the way I wrote later on, in the in the writing process.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the world. It's an urban fantasy, so I'm assuming it happens in relatively our world.
Yeah.
And you've incorporated some mythology, some I'm assuming a bit of Christianity because you've mentioned God and fallen angels. So what's the world like?
Well, it's set in Maine as a nod to Stephen King because I love him. And he sets everything in Maine. Um, and yeah, I took a little bit of Christianity. I took a little bit of Judaism. I took a little bit of what else? I don't know. I took a bit of Celtic mythology. Um, I even took a little bit of Egyptian mythology.
That sounds interesting. So how did you meld all of them together? Because I know I've done similar things, and it sometimes can get tricky.
How did I meld them together?
Yeah.
That's a good question. How did I meld them together?
I mean, did you find common points in them, or did you just like sort of
I
let's
took
throw them
very,
all in the mix?
yeah, I sort of just threw them all in the mix.
Okay, so how exactly? did this curse come about, and how is it kind of affecting the character?
Well, her parents were her original parents, she's adopted, were cursed by the goddess Morgan for being greedy. They well, she was cursed because of their foolishness, actually. They wanted to live forever, and the goddess Morgan granted that curse, but she took their daughter in return.
Oh, that's interesting because it kind of plays on not just the Celtic mythology, but it kind of plays on because you see those themes in Greek mythology as well,
Hmm.
and also it's kind of like a little fairy lore in there too with the changelings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. So, so tell us a little bit about the character's childhood and her parents. I mean, I'm assuming that she knows she's adopted.
She did not know she was adopted until until the book.
Oh, well, that's interesting. So, how did that play out?
Well, she didn't even really get upset. She just sort of went with it. She was like, "Well, I guess I'm adopted, but these are the only parents I've ever known."
Okay, interesting. So, what was the hardest scene or type of scene for you to write in the book?
The ending,
So, why?
because I had so many different ways I wanted it to go. And the characters were like, "No, it has to be this way," and I was like, "But no, no," and the characters were like, "Yes."
Yeah, characters are mean like that, aren't they?
I had no choice.
Yeah, they've done that to me once or twice too. So, what is your favorite scene that you wrote in the book?
Hmm. I guess it's a scene where Kiara and Kale have a sleepover, and they're acting all cute together. That's my favorite scene.
So, is that sort of a romantic tension, or is it just like a sort of get to know you type of scene?
It's kind of both.
Okay, so do you have a favorite character?
Mm, I don't know. They're all like my children.
Oh, you're one of those authors, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Some authors just can't decide to love them all.
I mean, I guess Kale is my favorite character because he's the saddest. I always love the saddest character the most.
Okay, so what about your secondary characters? Do you have any quirky ones or ones that like to steal scene from the main characters?
Mm, Vicky, she likes to steal scenes.
So what's she like?
She's brash, um, obnoxious, um, beautiful, as most fallen angels are in the series. Um, and yeah, she just commands attention.
So she's sort of like the diva of the series, is she?
Sort of. Kara's more a diva.
Okay, so do they ever compete with each other for the diva title?
They do. They don't like each other.
Oh, that should make some interesting conflict in the book.
Yeah.
So, which character in the book would you like to hang out with in real life,
Kiara, the main character.
and why?
She's most down to earth.
Okay, so what are your characters afraid of?
Hmm. Afraid of. Kale is afraid of losing Kiara. Um, Kara is afraid of commitment. Kiara is afraid of the dark.
Okay, so that's interesting. Why is she afraid of the dark?
She was kidnapped when she was younger.
Oh, so it's sort of like a traumatic event
Yeah.
thing. Okay, that's interesting. So, tell us a little bit about your antagonist. I mean, is it situational or do you have a big bad?
I have a small big bad. His name is Damien, and he's another fallen angel. and he's on the side of the unrepentant, which is in the series, the repentant are the good fallen angels, and the unrepentant are the bad fallen angels.
Oh, so continue if you.
And yeah, he works for Lucifer. He wants to take Kiara. Um, he wants to either take her to kill her or do something else.
Okay, so do your characters have any hobbies?
Hmm. Kiara likes to read. Kiara wants to be it's not a hobby, but she likes to study to become a nurse.
Okay,
Uh,
so what does Kiara like to read?
she likes to read young adult books. She likes to read Flowers for Algernon. It's one of her favorite books.
She's got good taste. It's a good book.
It's a good book.
Okay, so are any of your characters music lovers? And if so, what do they like to listen to?
Kale is a music lover. He plays the guitar. Um, I don't know what he likes to listen to. He probably would like the song Iris by Goo Goo Dolls.
Again, good taste. It's a nice song.
That song one of the inspirations for the book.
Okay, so you have fallen angels and you have different pantheons in the book. So do you have any other supernatural characters that pop up?
I have fae creatures.
Uh,
Um,
what what type of fae?
Kara is half nymph.
Oh, interesting. Anything else?
Um, there's pixies. There's more nymphs. There's elves.
Oh, elves. Interesting. So what kind of roles do the elves play in the book?
They all play a small assisting role in a battle.
So you've got epic battles in this as well?
One,
One. Okay.
just
I'm
one.
assuming that's kind of at the end, like the climax.
Yeah.
Okay, so you obviously you write fantasy. So have you got any other genres that you would be interested in writing with, and if so, why?
I do write dystopian as well.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that.
Um, hmm. I've written a book called Only the Dead. It's a dystopian, as I said. Um, it's a zombie werewolf hybrid.
Oh, now that's interesting. You don't see many of those. You either have zombies or werewolves. So why did you decide to combine them both?
Because I wanted to find a cure for the zombie disease, and I thought, well, animals don't get the disease. What about werewolves? Would they get the disease? And if so, how could you take that and create a cure?
Okay, interesting. So is this like are the characters in it from the point of view of the werewolves, or they're humans, or how's the
It's
story going?
that's from the point of view of a human.
Okay, interesting. So, well, okay, one last question. If you were going to make a movie about your book, who would you cast in it?
Who would I cast? I don't know. I'm not up to date on all the young actors.
Well, it doesn't have to be a young actor. It can be anybody you want.
Anybody I want. Let's see. Can I use Google right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. Can you still see me?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, this is gonna take me a second. I have a list, which is why I have a Google list. I'm just waiting for my computer to load.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. I know the names. They're on the tip of my tongue, and it's bothering me. I
Oh, I
used
know that feeling.
I used to like Ellen Page for Kiara, but she's too old now. Um, yes, I would like to restore my pages.
Oh, the wonders of technology.
I know, it's great, isn't it? New tab. And it's loading.
Yay, it's loading.
There we go. This is him. And it's loading. I can show you a picture of him.
Okay.
Him. Can you see him?
Oh, yeah.
Him for Kale with dark hair.
Okay. Well, that's nice. So, okay, I think we'll wrap it up here with the.
Sorry it took me so long.
No, that's okay. Yeah, you can't help the Google search. It'll take its time on it.
It's my computer's frozen now.
Okay, so we will wrap it up here, and I'll let you tell everyone where they can find you and your books.
You can find me on Amazon, Sydnie Beaupré books.
Okay, so and I do have the first book in the series linked in the description down below, so please check it out. It's got a lovely cover and it looks like a fabulous book. So be sure to click on the link and give her a look at the book. So, and I'd like to thank you for being here. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you for having me.
And between the pages, we'll be back next weekend with 2 more authors. So join us then. And that's it for now. Bye.